And today we have so much planned for you guys. Can you believe it? 2015 is almost over.
It's like it came and then it went.
Oh my God, we're in the fourth quarter. Literally, it's 2 more months and we'll be celebrating the countdown into 2016.
Yes.
I'm getting married.
Woo! This is your year.
I know, right? I'm excited. So, okay, we have a few hot topics lined up for you guys as it relates to the holiday season. As you can see, we're kind of being a little festive and everything. There's parties, family dinners, gift ideas, food, most importantly. And then it's like, what do the side chicks and dudes do around the holidays?
Sit on their couch and wish they was part of the
They be twiddling their thumbs like, dang, my phone is
No,
dry.
they get the day after, So
or
we're going to talk
something.
about that too. We're going to go into that.
Yes, we're gonna talk
Maybe.
about all of that. So, let's get into the show. So, as it relates to the holidays and everything, what do you typically have planned for the holidays? You're a newlywed, so is the pressure on to like cook?
Yeah, you almost made me choke. No, seriously. For Thanksgiving, we stay here, and a lot of my friends are what we call transplants. So a lot of them stay here because usually you get only the day after for Thanksgiving off. So we do like a Friendsgiving.
Oh, nice.
And one year I made a jerk turkey, and it was the bomb. So that is what I bring to the table.
That's awesome. Tony loves jerk.
Yeah,
jerk everything.
Yeah, jerk everything.
Nice.
Chicken, fish, and now a turkey. So it was a big hit. So we'll have Thanksgiving with the friends, a Friendsgiving at the house, but that's all I bring to the table.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So I've never made like a full course preparation spread. Eventually I will. I've actually gotten really into cooking recipes from scratch, which is nice because Tony, by the way, if you don't know, is my fiance. So he typically is the main chef of the family. So
oh my God,
he does most of the
my
cooking.
husband cooks too.
Really?
Yes. I was like, God knew to give me this. If not, he's gonna be hungry.
So he's basically inspired me to get into cooking, and I really love it now. I just save tons of recipes on my phone. And, so our thing around the holidays is this cranberry applesauce that we make from scratch, and his mom loves it. It's like a request every year. So that's been our official dish. Yes, it's really good. And then as it relates to gifts for the holidays, what's your thing?
Me and Ricky, we're kind of that couple that's we don't really get into it. And I know for some people, it's their thing, but us, we kind of we may take each other to the store and pick out what you want, something like that. But we're not really that couple that gets into it, which is, it's just, we just like the experience.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so, luckily we don't have to worry about the boo things getting left out of all the fun.
No, that's what I was gonna say. We're in the experience. We do it together. We like to host, have people come, but we don't get so much involved in the gifts and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy not to be a side chick.
Yeah, we don't deal with side chicks, and our husbands and fiancés, they don't have side chicks. Because if they did have side chicks, then we would just kill them. Right? I'm sorry, I forgot we were filming. So, anyways, we do have a special guest to join us today. Her name is Crystal Banks, and she is a neighbor friend of mine, and she, as it relates to the recent movie that I'm sure a majority of us have already seen, it's called War Room, and it was a really powerful movie that hit the box offices nationwide and even overseas. And Crystal takes her role as a praying wife and a mother very seriously.
And she's an entrepreneur.
She's an entrepreneur. Right? She's been married for 10 years. That's an accomplishment in
itself.
She's
to
a
get
mom.
to the 10-year mark.
Absolutely. To get to the 10-year mark. I mean, I'm anticipating into the 5-year mark, then the 10-year, the 15 and 20.
And we're just looking for the 1-year anniversary.
I know, that's a big deal.
I can't wait to hear about what it takes to get there, because people don't understand that after the wedding, there's a marriage, and there's work to be done, So anything else, you wanted to put in the work to make sure you get out what you put in. And I can't wait to hear her so she can give us some tips so we can make it to 10 years.
Absolutely. So let's welcome Crystal Banks to the show. Come on in. Thank you so much for joining us today. You look beautiful.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So get comfy. I want you to basically just kind of talk to us. How do you do it? You're balancing so much. You're a stay-at-home mom as well. But let's talk about the movie The War Room. And you saw it, I'm
Yes,
sure.
I did.
I
Did you love it?
Yeah.
So you guys gotta fill me in because I didn't get to see it.
Oh gosh.
I know.
Okay, so we'll leave that to Crystal. You can kind of
Yes.
just talk to us how that movie inspired your personal prayer life and how you pray over your marriage and things like that.
Yeah, my husband and I went to see the movie War Room, and it's basically part of my lifestyle. As I always, I'm a God-fearing woman. I love the Lord, and I learned through trials and tribulations
Of
that
course.
it takes a praying woman to keep your husband and to keep your
Okay.
marriage strong. The movie was based on Christians who just have typical problems, like any other marriage or any other relationships. And the lady was so angry at her husband.
Really?
She
Yeah,
was
a lot
so
of infidelities and
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
but
so-
she decided to stay.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
She prayed her way through it.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she
that
was
thing
taught-
take a lot of prayer.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
taught by an older woman who had her own prayer room. That God would give her assignments to pray for certain people, and she taught her how to war. She told her, it's not, you don't war with the flesh, you don't war with him.
Right.
You guys don't war, at each other. You war together with the help of God.
Wow. I'm getting chill bumps. I
really
gotta go
deep.
see this
You'll
movie.
love
Like,
it.
Yeah.
so I hear that you have sort of like a prayer circle or something like that. Am I correct?
Your group, your
Your
woman
group.
Melodies from Heaven. Tell them about the empowerment group.
The Empowerment Group was founded a couple of years ago. My cousin and I just were going through regular problems with marriage and being a blended family also.
Okay.
And she would interact with a lot of people who had the same problems or similar problems. And I said, let's have, a group of women to get together and talk about things, take it before the Lord, pray about it and whatnot. And I said the best thing to do is have us to do it with conversation over the phone. Because
Okay.
most of the times, some people are embarrassed to tell their stories.
Sure.
Sometimes people are intimidated. And even myself, I was always the one that stays in the background. I'm kind of nervous now as we're talking. And so it's been going on for about 2 years strong.
Okay.
We just pick a certain topic and we try to talk about things that will relate to, Christian life and secular life, because we want people who are not saved, who don't know the Lord, to also join in with us and, let them spill out their hearts and, just uncover some things that they're battling with. And sometimes
I think sometimes people are afraid to be truthful about a marriage,
That's exactly
because
what I was
everything's
saying.
supposed to look
Private,
perfect,
so it's not.
But then you start
It's
talking to
not.
wives, and a lot of times we deal with the same thing. It's not that you don't love your significant other, but we're both imperfect humans that's trying to be good together, and out of that, problems do come, So it's good to have a support system where you're not going to be judged,
Right.
because
Absolutely.
sometimes you'll deal with things as a wife that you can't talk to your single girlfriends or ones that aren't
not
married
at all.
because they don't know anything about that. So that is awesome,
Yeah, absolutely.
And we also have topics too that the church are afraid to talk about. Talk about side chicks and like you guys are talking about.
It's talking about sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far should you go in the bed with your husband? What is biblical, what is not. So we try to get a round of people just to.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was just gonna say, so if our viewers wanted to join, how do they become part of that call?
They can check my Facebook page. It's Melodies from Heavens Women's Empowerment Group. I forgot the number.
Oh,
And
well, it's like a conference call
Facebook,
number, but
yeah.
we'll get that information and we'll definitely tie it into the show for everyone.
10 years though, you look so young to be married for 10
I know,
years.
she's
Like,
great.
Yeah, I'm 39 years old.
Really?
Yes.
You look, I'm
Yes.
not saying that's old, but you look great. Because I'm
Yeah,
saying like
you.
10 years, did she get married when she was like 15, 20?
I know.
So,
Yeah,
oh
it's
wow.
her 39 this year. Yeah,
They just celebrated their 10 years
Oh,
too.
congratulations.
Yeah.
We've been together for 5 years. We came together. We came as one, as a blended family. We have 4 kids total. My daughters are 5 and 15, and my sons are 7, 16, and 24.
Oh, okay.
So so we're all over the
That's
place.
awesome. We're so happy for you.
So, what would you say to get to that 10-year mark? What would be some advice for newlyweds like myself and Deidre that's going into a marriage?
Find a
Something-
purpose for your marriage,
Okay.
and there's power in vision.
Wow.
So
So then look, that's interesting because we do purpose for our life and stuff, but for your
Exactly.
marriage.
Yeah.
You do it for your business. You do it for
Wow.
your education.
That's really
so-
neat.
Go into that because even
Never
me, I never thought about that. Like, this marriage should have a purpose.
And it takes time too, because we're still working on it. It's like, okay, we have to sit down, we have to make plans to see where do we want to be in 5 years. You know, what irks me, what irks you, because it goes on. It never
Things will
stops.
change.
You know, you get on my nerves, I get on your nerves. It's like,
I'm like,
okay,
you're irritating me.
Exactly.
I'm not doing
feeling you
anything.
today.
You're looking at me.
Hey,
You're irritating me.
No, you're breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
You are breathing.
But I'm taking the dog for a walk. A long walk.
Exactly. So it's that fight. You have to consistently just press. So I say, like, push, press, pray, you know, until something happens. You have to continue just go at it, even in the hard times, even when you know, things seems like they're gonna fall apart. You just gotta keep
Do you have an actual, and I've been meaning to create one since I saw the film, do you have an actual written out prayer list that they kind of put in the film to kind of help beginners kind of start and know how to pray? There's no perfect way to pray.
No,
Not at all.
People
Not at
sometimes stay away from prayer because they're like, I don't know how to pray.
Exactly.
It's nothing but just talking from your heart to God. There's no format. There's no right or wrong way, as long as you're not cursing or, like, you know, getting crazy. But if you're just talking and just saying, God, I need your help, you know, I can't do this on my own, I think that's a good place to start.
Exactly.
Do you agree?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do
So
agree.
they also have tons of books. If you can find your way to, like, a Barnes & Noble or a Christian bookstore, they have, like, you know, biblical books for marriage or, you know, for self-enhancement and improvement or whatever it is that you're going through, whether it be stress or anxiety or loneliness or, you know, things from your past, your childhood.
Yeah,
Because a lot of
sometimes you're doing
times,
stuff with baggage.
absolutely.
Yeah, you bring all that baggage into a marriage.
Absolutely. But there's
definitely.
books on that and how to pray your way through it. And how do you feel like, as a newlywed, how do you encompass prayer in your life?
So I'm gonna have to be 100% transparent. We haven't gotten to that. Now we meditate together,
That's
which
a
is,
start.
that's a start. But I'm just sitting here with you guys. I'm thinking about what I can do, like start from meditation to prayer to writing that vision
Yeah.
and what it looks like in our marriage. I can't believe that I never even thought about that.
It's
Like,
okay.
Just
We're
blew
all
my
learning.
mind. So just if we can meditate together, then I'm sure we can pray together.
That's
So
awesome.
that's definitely.
Well, I know my fiance and I, we pray together quite often, actually. Like, you know, we go to church together. You know, we've been doing that since we were dating. It's very important. You know, we don't have like a ritual, so to speak, but we always pray before we eat. You know, sometimes I'll be extra hungry. He'll be looking at me like, really? So you just gonna eat without praying?
Oh yeah, I
I'll be
forgot
like,
that
yeah.
part.
So I've gotten called out. He got called out a time too. So we definitely take that time and just pray and thank God for bringing us home after a long day of work. Thank you for the roof over our head, the clothes on our back, food on the table. You know, just the basics in life that, you know, many don't have. You know, and we kind of get so accustomed to our day-to-day life that really it's a luxury compared to what a lot of people are
That is
dealing
true.
with in this
That
world.
is true.
You know, so yeah. So I
I
think
know
that's
you
important.
say you guys have 4 children, right?
Yes.
So that's exciting because I'm sure you're gonna have some soon, right?
I love birth one.
Just one, not some one.
Yeah.
So I
love
mean,
that.
I want to talk about this because you're married with her. One of the things that always come up is like, when do you guys plan on having children? You know, and I'm always thinking, when do you plan on babysitting? But you know,
When do you plan on minding your own damn business?
Exactly. So I mean, is that really appropriate? Most of us think, oh, it's just casual conversation, but you never know that sometimes couples are trying to get pregnant,
Yeah, it
and
takes
you're
time.
reaffirming that they're not pregnant
That's
yet.
true.
You know, so it's like, when is it okay to ask those questions? Is it okay?
Yeah.
You know,
I guess we should ask each other because she got her family.
But do they pressure you to have more children? Not now.
Because we cut it off like, no.
That's it.
My daughters are 10 years apart.
Okay.
And then we
Okay.
came as a blended family.
Right.
So we had to iron out the wrinkles.
Yeah.
And, you know, things of that nature. So it was tough. You know,
That's
it was really
yeah.
tough. So
Yeah.
after that, my 5-year-old, I was like, no, I'm sorry, God.
For me, I think it was more about before I got married. Like, people used to like, when are you going to have children? And I would explain to them that I didn't want children, I wanted a family. Which for me, and I'm not judging anybody else, but that made a difference.
Yeah.
And now that me and my husband are together, I've been blessed with that. but we're going to do it in our own time. And you asking me every other month isn't mean it's going to happen any faster. And a lot of times I think people put their own perception of what they want onto you. And you can't put that onto me because I don't care if all you guys had 10. If I'm not ready to have one, you're not going to make me have a child.
That's what birth control is for. Like, you have to know your own limits. Like, I've been able to accomplish a lot in life, and so have women that have had kids early on, but the Bible says God's not going to give you more than you can bear.
Exactly.
So I know for a fact, and I thank God that I've not yet, entered that life of motherhood, because I honestly don't think I was ready before, and I'm real ready that I'm ready now. But when the time does come, I will embrace it. I look forward to it.
So does it bother you when people ask you?
It doesn't bother me when people ask me, because I don't really get it that much. But when him and I did first get engaged, so it was like, when's the wedding, and then when are you gonna have kids? And I was like, oh, so this is the part in life that, like, can I enjoy my marriage for a while? Can we travel? Like, I do have a stepson. A lot of people don't know that. I have a small stepson. So we will be, somewhat of a blended family. So I'll be a stepmom in a way, but other than that, like, I will have my first child with them when the time is right.
Divine timing.
Kids are expensive and they require a lot of time and attention.
I saw my friend going to the store and buy diapers and formula, and she spent like $100 and some bucks.
I'd rather still spend that on shoes right now. Call that selfish, but that's just where I'm at. I'm an only child, so I'm still enjoying. I like to be pampered and have my fiance and husband.
Like anything else, when that time comes, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to go in with full heart, but it'll be on my time.
Absolutely. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of women.
You do have to go on you guys' timing because. It's hard. That's why I'm a stay-at-home mom because we don't have the support. From our church family, but we don't have support. As far as can you watch the go?
Exactly.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Me too, because I'm a transplant, so I have no family in Chicago. So that's something else to think about. So while you ask me when I'm having a child, when we want to go on a date, are you going to be able to watch that child? No, there's going to be crickets. So that's something to think about.
That's true. So I was going to ask you, what are the pros and cons of being a stay-at-home mom? Because it's a lot of women who have flourishing careers. It's like, I would give this up in a heartbeat. Like, I hope I marry rich so I can be a stay-at-home mom and things like that. Like, so what is it really like?
Not true. It's basically the opposite. You have to be ready for it because I just came to terms with it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, start my career. I wanted to finish my education, but I couldn't because my kids are first priority.
Understood.
And I have to make sure that they're well-rounded, that they have structure, that they're giving their lives to the Lord, and I can't do that if I'm at school or if I'm at work. I always was in childhood profession, so I'm able to be at home with them. I even have my own daycare. At home for a
so you still was bringing in them coins.
I was at home with my kids. And so I just came to terms with that like 2 years ago, maybe less than that, because I've been at home with them even when they started preschool. My stepson started preschool at 3, and my daughter was 2. I was working at their preschool. So if you don't have the support,
it's not gonna.
I have to be superwoman. I have to be supermom.
There's some things we're putting in play to make sure we have that flexibility. So I believe it's about planning. You guys plan.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that information and everything. It's so helpful, because so many people want what others have and things that they have people want. So it's like no one's ever really sometimes satisfied. And sometimes we need to just stop and enjoy the moment and where we are in life because we don't know, we might look at where we are right now and when things are so much different a year or two later, be like, man, I remember when I could only I wish I could go back to that, And it's like, Julie and I both have been in transition as it relates to like our work life and stuff. So it's like we enjoyed our downtime being, a temporary stay-at-home wife, playing that role. But then we'd have our moments where we're like, okay, I'm bored. I wish I was back at work,
Especially if your husband is at work, because your husband is at work
all the time.
There's only so much you can do. After a while, you're like, okay, Lord, I need you to speed this job process up.
I did a lot of reading and stuff in my downtime, and just trying to figure out what it is I really want out of life. So it was like a regroup.
Yeah, and it's good to have that if given the opportunity.
Yeah. And I ran into this awesome man during that time, Dr. Hannah.
Yeah.
So
talk
if
about
I was,
your meditation and your passion. How did you get into that?
just life throws you punches and you go after it, and you never, like you said, you never quit fighting. And I came up on some things during life, and it's like, how do you handle this? And I read a lot, and my reading took me into meditation, which I feel like it's a journey, and every journey takes you to a different place. And even now, learning more about my health, because your health, your emotional, your physical, all of it ties into your overall being. And me and my husband, we went to this thing, we ran into this doctor. His name is Dr. Paul Hannah. And earlier this year, wow, time flies, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so young, you know. And instantly, I'm like, why? How did this come about? I went to the hospital, and that nobody could tell me like, how did I get here? It was just like, you're here goes the medicine. And of course, that doesn't work for me. So the medicine, I started doing research, and on that journey, I ran into Dr. Hannah, and he won't say prescribed, but he gave me some tea. And after taking the tea consistent for like 2 weeks, my blood pressure has been stable.
You know
and it blew my mind. I don't know the name of it. It's an herbal tea that it comes from China. No, Japan, I think he said. But long story short, after taking that tea, I don't have to take the medicine anymore. That's my personal, you know. But that came from doing research and going outside of what we've been taught. And I think Dr. Hannah is a great guy. I actually had the opportunity to sit down with him and dig in his mind and try to figure out something to share with our viewers. So if you're dealing with things like high blood pressure or overweight and obesity and stuff, he goes into the idea of healing yourself from the inside out. So I want you guys to see my interview that I had with him. Yeah, it's awesome. So pay attention. You may learn something. How you doing, Dr. Hannah?
Superb.
Every time I sit down with you, you got a lot of energy and you're excited, so that's a good thing.
Thank you.
So I've been on social media raving about your concoction herbs or whatever you gave me to help me lower my blood pressure. And I got a lot of feedback from a lot of my friends on social media about the high blood pressure. Can you tell me a little bit more what you gave me?
Blood pressure is a very serious condition that affects many of us. In your condition, I looked at you. So you have to look at the person and look at to tell if the blood pressure is coming from the kidney, is it coming from the liver? If they're coming from the kidney, it's another type of intervention. They come from the liver, another type of intervention. For you, I gave you something to help your liver. Your liver is to detox, to balance your liver, to increase your circulation. I also did some points on you to help release some of the stagnation in your liver. So when I released the stagnation in your liver, your blood pressure came down. In addition to giving you some tea, some other type of tea.
Could you tell me a little bit more about this tea?
The tea is a tea it's a green tea that has many functions. It's like detoxes, it cleanses, it's a pain reliever, it enhances sleep. It's a skin beautifier. All in one.
All in one. So my liver gonna get clean and my skin gonna get good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I did a little bit more research about it, and I went back, and what I saw was a lot of it. The tea that you gave me had a lot of came from like China or something like that.
No, it came from Japan.
Japan.
Yes.
Japan. Okay. Japan. I know you. Did you study over there for a while or something?
I studied in China. I studied Chinese medicine. I also studied the inner martial arts.
So Dr. Hannah, I came to your house not too long ago. When I walked in the door, I had a bottle of Aquafina water because my husband had bought it for me, and I was just drinking it. Oh, this tastes good. And he was like, no, stop. What are you drinking? That water is horrible.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what they sell to us in the store. I'm drinking like 8 bottles of water, and here I go. I don't even understand that it's not good for me.
Well, all water is not the same. Remember, we're always looking for a balance. Okay. And your body, you want yourself to be more in an alkaline state, not in an acidic state. Some waters are more acidic. And when they're acidic, that makes you more dehydrated at a cellular level. That means it can help your weight can stay on. It makes your asthma become worse.
Okay, so I'm drinking water to lose weight. I'm drinking my Aquafina. And what you're telling me is not helping me lose weight. No. It's actually keeping the weight on me because it's acidic.
It's acidic. the pH is below the 7. In regards to Aquafina, it's probably 3 point something. And I'm saying that for you not. I'm not saying that you need something more alkaline. And alkaline water is associated with you losing weight and detoxing and rehydrating. A patient came to my office yesterday talking about it. She appreciated. She bought the water, about 5 gallons. And she realized she started drinking. I told her, once you start drinking this water, you're going to have a lot of diarrhea. You're going to start urinating all over the place because you're getting rid of a lot of toxin in your body. And so she's very happy she lost 11 pounds.
From just drinking the water?
Just drinking the water. And so she's very, because she felt her whole body was getting detox. Because she came in also with a pack of water. I said, what are you drinking? And I did a test. I showed her what she was drinking. She stopped drinking it right then and there.
Just like you did me. I was like, I don't want to drink this anymore.
So she got the urge to take care of herself. From there, she went and got her all her dental taken care of.
So it came like a chain reaction.
Change the reaction. Now she want to improve because there's a correlation with when your mouth and your health. And like if you go have your mouth, your tooth pulled, and someone put some inappropriate, some dentist do something in your mouth, and if it's not proper, you create a lot of free radicals. And free radicals go out to have heart disease, are going out to colon cancer. So it's important to make sure you have proper dental health as well.
You know what? I just thought about cancer, and this is October, which is Breast Cancer Month, and I've actually known some people that have dealt with breast cancer. And I'm always trying to research something, and they are finding that there's a correlation between the deodorant women wear and breast cancer. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that. I know there's a relationship with the foods, and again with running the family, and again with the relationship to the mother, relationship to the father.
For breast cancer?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Could you explain that a little bit?
But you know, there's a difference between if it's the left side or the right side. And some people notice there's a correlation with some type of, it's the right side breast cancer, or left side breast cancer, the relationship you have back with your mother, relationship you have back with, it goes back to nurturing, and nurturing is very symbolic.
So you're saying like in regards to what side I have cancer on, that it could be something to do with the relationship I have with my mother or father.
It could have some relationship to that, yes.
Which again is emotional,
Still
right?
back to emotion, yes.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But most things, but remember, water is very important. That's why I make sure you say water is
very important. I know that now. We in our house we're trying to get as much alkaline water as I can in our diet, and I don't even think I like to drink water anymore because of that. But just knowing that little bit of information could change the way my body is, because I didn't even know that I was holding on to weight because of I was drinking the wrong water. I just know I wanted to get some water in me because they tell me to drink water, and not knowing there's even levels to water.
There's a difference in the water. So you really want to drink water that I was saying, at least I would say at 9.5 in pH.
Okay.
I know in the store they said 8.5, then there's a 9.5. But I'm just saying I'm saying 9 to 9.5.
So is it a way you could get your water alkaline at home? Like through a system that you can buy or something at home? Because I know it kind of get expensive getting water.
You can, if you can buy a system. Some people buy systems and so they can kind of create that their own water. And some people try to do very basic, but they can't buy the system. It doesn't really alkaline. I mean, like you put lemon in there and they drink it. It makes some alkalinity.
Right.
Some people do that. They have some alkalinity to that.
Okay.
You can buy a system that can bring more alkaline. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is just small changes made at home, because even after, I know we spend a lot on bottled water. You can just get a system and probably save more money over the long run.
Well, see, that is correct. But some people understand the bottle that the water is in also is like have BPH. It's called bisphenol, and that can make your body produce more hormones that's not good for you. You understand?
Oh, wow.
So the bottled water, the bottles, it should say BPA free.
Okay.
If it's not BPA free, then you don't want to drink that one.
Okay.
Obesity. How do we deal with obesity? Obesity is an epidemic, especially in the black community, and we need to look at that as we want to improve the quality of our lives, our longevity. Too many people are dying unnecessary death because of obesity, and then you're seeing people dying in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, even sometimes even younger now. As you see people playing basketball, football, running, they default that because they didn't know they had something wrong with their heart because of obesity. It was out of shape. So we can deal with obesity about starting very early on with the family and the school system. It's a big effort between everybody. But the most important thing is for us to realize that we can do something about it. We got to change our lifestyles of what we eat, how we eat, and knowing what to eat. We also have to incorporate doing exercise, drinking the right water, knowing how to relax. So sometimes people eat because they're feeling lonely and sad, so they're doing anxiety eating, emotional eating. They eat it because they want to be accepted, eat because their friends are eating it. They're drinking, and alcohol also have a lot of calories. Also, people can do drinking. So they all lead to obesity. So it's a multiple things that we can do to resolve the obesity epidemic. Thank you.
Dr. Hannah, I appreciate you letting me interview you today. If someone wants to find more information about becoming more healthy, maybe booking a consultation with you, what's the way they can get in touch with you?
First, I want to thank you for interviewing me and allowing me to do this. Go to www.hannahholistichealing.com.
HannahHolisticHealing.com. And what can they find more information about getting healthy and stuff like that on there?
You can find more information about your health, more about my books, more about you can do consultation, and
just becoming a better. All right. Thank you so much.
So you want to do it again? It's okay.
Wow, that was some really good information.
Yeah, I
like
had a great time
I
with
love, things as it relates to like holistic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the Bible, God talks about how He basically put everything in the earth for us. You know, like the foods that we eat, the fruits and the vegetables and things like that, and all the medicinal things. Like, what do they say? This Western medicine that they want to write a prescription for every little thing. It's not healing. It's like a Band-Aid on the wound. And then we watch these commercials and they say, yeah, here, get this, but you might get all this. Exactly. So take it at your own risk.
It's chemical. And I don't know if you guys heard of Dr. Sebi. He was one of the doctors that Lisa Lefi Lopez worked with. She brought him on the scene. He's healed AIDS, cancer, and everything. He actually went to court and won the court case because they were saying you can't say that these herbs are healing people, but 84 people came to court and said no, he healed this. So I've been studying him, and it's just awesome, and if you listen to him, he talks about how the Bible clearly tells you that the herbs are there to heal. But the pastors and people in the church or whatever, they instantly go for the chemical.
Yeah, because they don't know better. And it's right there in the word,
but it's right there. So it's like, go to the herbs are there. So it's just awesome studying Dr. Sebi and learning from Dr. Hannah.
Absolutely.
I'm just on a new path and I'm excited about it.
Happy for you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're feeling better. I know last month we talked about breast cancer awareness and like when you were talking about the vitamins and things that are holistic here on earth, like vitamin D is huge, I, still for preventative maintenance and stuff, I take what's called graviola. It's an herb or some type of I think it's Latin America it comes from, graviola, and then it's like a raspberry complex. Those together have been said to combat cancer cells in your body. Because everyone has cancer cells in their body, but as long as your immune system's strong enough to fight them off, then you're fine. It's when it's weakened, so when you're not eating your fruits and vegetables, when you can get any type of sicknesses. So take care of your health. It's very important.
Yes, and then the holidays are coming up, so you're going to be eating bad and stuff like that.
And hot yoga, have either one of you done hot yoga before?
Bikram yoga.
Was it
Yeah.
That's awesome. How did you like it?
You know what? I really loved it, actually. And the only reason I stopped taking it is because they were parking. No, girl, the parking. Like they were.
You get all those city places, girl. You can't even park to run into the cleaner without getting a ticket.
I'm paying all this money for Bikram, and then I gotta pay all this money to park to be here.
It's like a club now. You got to plan for it.
Exactly. But I love Bikram yoga. You got to get past those 3 days, of detoxing. But the way I would sleep and the way my skin would feel after it, getting the toxins out, I love it. I'm actually thinking about going back.
My fiance and I, we go to hot yoga out here in Naperville. It's called Yoga by Degrees, and they have a couple facilities. I think Downers Grove, Naperville, and I think Elmhurst or something. But we love it, and it's so relaxing to the body. Like it talks about, it's good because when you're, like, it ties into meditation, you know, because it says, like, when your palms are up, you're receiving new energy,
Correct.
and when your palms are down, then you're being grounded with the earth. So I thought that was pretty cool, and, you know, it's very relaxing. Like, that temperature warms up your body, so you're able to, like, stretch your muscles,
things you didn't even
do
think
things
you could
couldn't
do.
Your heart rate is elevated, so you're burning way more calories, and it gives your mind focus and clarity and stuff too. So yeah, those are two things that you can definitely look into, you know, going into the new year, meditation and maybe some hot yoga.
Yeah, what's one of your favorite recipes during the holidays?
Well, let's see, aside from the cranberry one, I like a good honey ham. You see how my face lit up? That's like a fat ham.
Look at you.
I know.
Honey ham.
I can think.
It's funny, I used to work for
honey
them in
baked ham.
college.
The way
Yes.
my mom makes it is perfect. Like she puts like the pineapples in there.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
puts those the cherries in there, and she puts those brown things. What are the things that you poke in? It's like some type of season, but it's like these brown cone things that she puts in there, whatever. But it's so good. But I love good honey.
What about you,
yours?
Crystal?
I like dressing. That's
Dressing.
Oh yeah, she makes a great dressing.
Don't bring me stuffing.
Yeah, no. You don't know what stuffing is.
I like dressing.
Okay,
so.
here's the real one. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie.
Yes! So, you know, they like to differentiate the two. They say pumpkin pie is for our Caucasians, and they say sweet potatoes for our African Americans. Food is food. We don't separate the two.
I just like
At the end of the day, I think they're very similar. I think one just has a little bit more cinnamon and sugar.
Maybe.
So that's how it's like. And of course, one's made with sweet potato and the other one's made with pumpkin.
One
But
is made with is it paprika?
oh, really? Which one do they put that in?
Sweet potato.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it. But
It's one of those seasons. It's not cinnamon.
okay.
So that's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to make sweet potato pie, but I sure know how to eat
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yes.
It's nutmeg. It's
Oh,
nutmeg.
nutmeg. Okay.
So
Got it.
that's the difference.
Okay, so then we have Christmas. Who's been naughty or nice?
I've been a little bit of both.
She's always nice. She's got the little halo around her. I think I've been a little bit of both too this year. I definitely can say this year, looking back, like I've grown a lot. You know, being in the engagement phase and going through those changes emotionally, preparing ourselves. You know, we did premarital counseling this spring.
That's
We
great.
finished that,
That's a
through our
must.
church. So
That's
that
a
was a
must.
blessing, and you know, I just see myself grow and
So
overcome.
do you do New Year's resolution? Is that what?
I don't do New Year's resolutions. I've always said, and I've even put this on my Facebook, that I do goals. So I just set new goals overall.
That's great.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
very
that's-
goal oriented, so
And then
you know,
go back and check like
absolutely.
every
Like,
3
what's
months.
my
That's what I
progress?
do
Just
too.
like in college, we have
Yeah.
progress reports and stuff.
Prayers. I have a prayer list.
Oh, that's good.
So
Mhm.
make a list and continue to pray it until it comes to pass.
Absolutely.
Amen. Ain't nothing
Absolutely.
wrong with that. So while you're all having that holiday fun, make sure you be safe when you're clubbing.
Yes.
If you're gonna do any company parties,
Dress appropriately.
Please don't get
No
too drunk.
cleavage out.
Not too drunk either
That
because
too.
you're
That will
still on
bite
the
you in the
company's
ass.
hour. Yes.
And the
Yes.
CEO is watching. So behave yourself.
Yes.
And you know, as it relates to, let's see, what else do we have here as it relates to holiday? Oh, Christmas gifts. Christmas shopping?
Yeah. I do Christmas shopping for my nieces and nephews.
Do you start in November? People start right after Thanksgiving sometimes.
I start a week before Christmas.
Really? Yeah, I usually start. I do a lot of online shopping.
I do a week of.
Yeah.
I'm that person that's in there on New Year's or Christmas Eve,
Trying to be
like, where are all the toys?
They gone. They
They're
on the
gone,
Johnny's
yeah.
tree.
I like the rush. So,
Really?
yes.
So you do Black Friday then?
Yes.
Shut up.
I do.
I've never done a Black Friday ever. Oh, that's
I get
cool.
like anxious. I don't know. I can't do it.
Really?
It's too much for
That's
me.
crazy. I don't really have much on my Christmas list this year. I'm pretty simple, but not at the same time. So everyone's like, yeah, right. You're simple. I don't think so. I mean, a little shimmer here and there would be always be nice, but
I just like the energy that people have at that time. The energy.
And
There's
how
a lot of
present they
love and
are.
want to
Yeah,
be together.
love.
So even outside like the gifts, because I kid you not, my nephew last year, my brother brought him 30-some gifts.
So talk to us about how your holiday meals usually go.
Usually I'll do all the cooking. My husband bakes. Bakes
Really?
Oh, that's nice.
Now that's
He has
different.
a mean pound cake that he
Nice.
makes.
I love that.
So we all get together. Sometimes we visit, you know, our family, and now we're trying to have a tradition where we travel.
Oh,
I was
that's
for
gonna
the
say,
holidays.
with the blended family, how does the work?
They come, my 16-year-old, he comes on holidays, spring break, things of that nature. My husband just visited his 24-year-old. He's in Texas in college.
Okay.
So we're trying to make our tradition every holiday to travel
I
all
like
together.
that.
The airports are always
Just
busy around
us,
the
yeah.
holidays. So that's
I told my husband that I wanted to be in a different city every New Year's.
That would be
That's
ideal.
a
I would
great
love to
idea.
leave town for New Year's.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. We've done a lot of traveling internationally, but like we're yet to do our New Year's Eve.
Yeah, because
So,
think about it, you can still have time with your family, but like the 28th to like the 2nd could be a trip.
Mhm.
You know? So I'm
Nothing
supposed
like waking
to
up to a new
city
city.
every year. It's
Yeah.
like
country.
yes,
It
exactly.
gets expensive, but if you plan for it, y'all make
A
it
year
work.
ahead, like pay it off over time.
Well, thank you so much, Crystal, for joining us.
Thank
We
you
had so
guys
much
for
fun
having
with
me.
you.
Yeah.
So we
I'm
learned.
gonna look up that prayer room too.
Absolutely. Make
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
take a look at it. It's
Yeah.
great. So thanks again. As always.